what's up you guys, Aftershare Reacts here, and today I'm going to be reacting to some more Once Upon a Time. This is Season 5, Episode 9. What? Phone. Why? My phone thought I was talking to it. How rude. Right. So this is Episode 9. I'm recording this on the weekend because during the week I have some things like procedure to get to and like prep for all that stuff, and I'm not sure whether or not I'm going to be up for recording, so I'm recording this on the weekend. Yeah. Not that it's going to make any difference to you, I guess. Let's go through the comments. I feel like they kind of screwed up the time scale here. The first Dark One is Nimue, and she was born 500 years ago. But Rumple's roughly 300. How were there so many Dark Ones in the last 200 to 250 year gap? Did they just really suck at holding onto their dagger after killing the former Dark One? I mean, it's possible. Not every Dark One's going to be like Rumple type darkness, you know? Like, if you think about, like, who Rumple got it from, it was kind of easy for him to do it, wasn't it? I don't remember, actually. But yeah, wasn't that difficult of a job, you know? So, maybe. I mean, I guess it's kind of like, sometimes in a role at work, like, for example, I don't know, the only thing that I can think of is, like, retail. Okay. Whatever. Look, here's my example. I'm just going to use retail as an example. You could be a cashier for, like, 10 years and, like, never get... No. So you could be a cashier, right? And then, like, you could get promoted to manager, and you could be the manager for 10 years. Or someone else could do better than you, and you could do a terrible job, and someone else can take that job, and you were only there for like a year. That's my example. I don't know if it works, but yeah. Let's just continue. I would imagine the dagger is one of those things like the Elder Wand. Not only does it make the Dark One and the dagger be a target, because obviously lots of people want access to that power, but I think the Dark One makes people kind of arrogant, like, I have all this power, I have nothing to fear from anyone, and that hubris is their undoing. Yeah, fair. I agree, that's how I've always understood it. Rumple has been stated to be by far the most successful Dark One. He even got the hat. Every Dark One before him has tried, every Dark One before him has failed. Yeah, so I can easily see most not lasting very long at all. Exactly. Hopefully my retail example made sense and can contribute to that. But anyways, I have a hair in my mouth. Why does this always happen when I'm recording? I never have hair in my mouth otherwise. Tell you why? Because I brushed my hair and then I sit down and then the bits of hair get in my face. I think the reason why Emma's skin didn't change straight away is because she didn't kill the previous Dark One. To become the Dark One, Nimue and Rumple both murdered the previous Dark One. Nimue obviously killing the previous evil in her past, which means they gave into the darkness before they became the Dark One. As for Emma, she didn't kill anyone to become the Dark One and is actively in flashbacks trying to defy the darkness. The other two just gave in, and you just used it to give them power. So you're saying almost like, kind of like Zelina, how like, when she gets jealous, her skin goes green? Is that kind of like similar, I guess? Fair enough, yeah, okay. I think that people always seem to overlook and forget Emma's past, especially in this season. Since she's the almighty hero with the purest light magic, no one seems to remember that she wasn't at all like that for the first 25 years of her life. She ran away, she lifted a lot, stole her bug, which is a grand theft auto. Broke into hotels and apartments, and there were many other things that she did along the way. I mean, yeah. So what was the point in getting rid of her darkness? I still don't get it. What was the point in that storyline? Because I still don't get it. If all of those things are true, like, those are, like, dark deeds, I guess. She had a very hard life and probably wasn't what most people would consider a good person. So it makes perfect sense to me that it's been hard for her to fight the darkness. Fair enough. And also hard for her to understand why the things she's doing, for good or evil, are bad. For the majority of her life, she wasn't a hero. She's only been that for the past 4 years. Fair enough. Although it hasn't really been 4 years, apparently, according to the timeline, I think. Because, like, they stated, I think, that Henry was 14? I think they said that. Yeah. Maybe it has been 4 years. I don't know, I feel like last season or something like that, they said it was like 2 years or something. I think. I'm not entirely sure. But if you think about, like, the time jumps and all that kind of stuff. Timeline is crazy. Can someone tell me, actually? I'd like some definitive proof without having to, like, look it up, because I don't want to get spoiled, obviously. Like, what parts of what season take place where. I remember I looked up the Vampire Diaries. Like, the Vampire Diaries had its own, like, page where it's like, this is when this happened, and this is the time frame, and all that kind of stuff. And I found that interesting. Obviously, there were spoilers on there, and I just didn't read, like, through past the years that I already knew. But yeah, I'm wondering if there's something similar for Once Upon a Time. Anyways, let's continue. Right, she hasn't always been the savior, and I appreciate Emma because she is fighting harder than they realize. I hate people that are forgetting that she saved them by taking in the darkness, and now they see her as just a bad guy, and not the person that took the darkness to save Regina, and to be a hero. I hate how they are treating her. Yeah, fair enough. A lot of them are kind of writing her off. When she did this to save Regina. You're right. Aside from the obvious reason that it would be much easier to just have Robert Carlyle talk to Emma as opposed to a bunch of different actors that they would have had to pay to play characters that we don't know or would need to introduce from the ground up. I think Emma would have the best connection to Rumpel because he was the Dark One directly before her and she knew him personally. Yeah, fair enough. I don't know, I feel like it would have been nice to see more of the Dark Ones, which I guess we did see last episode, so there's that. Which is why the darkness always takes the form when it appears to her and not the previous ones. It's kind of like, well, you wouldn't get this reference since I don't think you've seen the show, at least not most of it, but it's a similar situation for the main character of Avatar: The Last Airbender. Alright, I'm 4 episodes into that, so no, I wouldn't get the reference. You might recall, or maybe you don't, there was a character in Smallville called Vortigern. I do. The Dark Archer, he was Hartley Quinn's mentor and essentially a different version of Malcolm Merlyn's character. Yes, I do. I remember that. They gave him like 1 episode. And it's kind of disappointing. I looked on the Once Upon a Time wiki, and Dr. Whale's hair is blonde because of his role in iZombie, which looks like is going to win the poll, apparently. So that's going to be interesting. Anyways, it's funny that you mentioned Bella Swan. This was also on the wiki for the episode. While filming the scene where Hook is at the top of the library calling Emma's name, during one take, Colin O'Donoghue jokingly called out Bella Swan instead of Emma Swan. I like it. I like it a lot. I was really annoyed when Hook got mad at Emma for what she did. I mean, I understand that he's spent a long time fighting darkness, and then Emma took away his free will and turned him into the Dark One. But there never was any ill intent behind what she did. All she wanted to do was save his life and ensure their future together. And I don't really think it's fair for him to be angry at her for not wanting someone she loves as much as him to die. Exactly, especially after losing Bellfire. Neil. If the roles were reversed, I'm positive that Hook would go to any lengths to save Emma's life. Absolutely. So I really disliked how he started treating Emma after we found out. I already didn't love Hook before this, but this was the point of the show where I still really started to dislike him. Interesting. Okay. I don't think that Hook was in the wrong for being mad, for starters. It's the darkness, and since Hook has already been a villain and been tempted by darkness, it would be easier for him to fall into it again. Okay, but in saying that, I mean, we're redeeming Rumpel, aren't we? Where the hell can't... Like, we've tried to redeem Rumpel, we've done this, done that. Like, it's not the end of the world. Yes, it's true, Emma was trying to save him, but he was happy to die. Yeah, but she wasn't ready to let go, and after what happened to Neil, I completely understand her decision. For her to take that choice away from him, turn him into Dark One, and turn him into a slave to Excalibur for all within a few seconds, it would have been enough to make anyone hate, or in the moment hate someone. Yeah. It was just such a sudden change, and I didn't like it. I'm not like the hugest Captain Swan shipper. Like, I like them together, I really do. But I'm not like... It's not on the level of, like, Delana for me. I think I like, Robin and Regina better, to be honest. But, like, I still really do like them together, and I didn't like the way they acted at the end of the episode. Not to mention, he just got his memories back from the Dreamcatcher, which means he is aware of everything that happened, even after being turned into the Dark One, which means there is a reason why he's acting this way, and not just one we as a viewer know at this point in the show. I mean, I guess, but, like, alright, so I'm gonna go into some possible Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. spoilers, I don't know. Look, this is the only way I can explain it, right? So, we have our characters, and then they go, look, okay. Skip forward, like, maybe a minute, 2 minutes, okay, because I'm just going to skim over this. We have our characters, and they go into, like, this framework area, and they've got new memories, right? When they come out, they have both sets of memories, so they are both people. And so, this is the part where it's not the spoiler anymore, I guess. So my problem is that Hook should be both people. He should be the person where he has, like, the old memories, like the ones where he's the Dark One or whatever, and he should have these new memories of everything that, you know, has been going on and everything. And so for him to just revert back to the Dark One version of himself in that moment just kind of felt really... I just didn't buy it. It just felt unorganic, if that makes sense. I really hope I explained that well enough. I don't know. I definitely think Hook is allowed to be mad. Taking away someone's choice to die, while understandable, is very selfish. He didn't want to be the Dark One. He said with an emphasis that he didn't want to struggle with darkness again, and she went against that. Also, yeah, it does seem sudden, but I chalk it up to him getting his memories back. Like, he remembers that he's mad at her and hurt, etc. I just understand both sides. I don't have a problem morally with what Emma did, but the thing that bugs me is that it doesn't make sense. Why give the Dark One power to Hook of all people? There are literally at least a dozen other characters it would have made more sense to give it to. I mean, are you talking like from a writing standpoint? Because like, she kind of needed to give him the power to save him. That's kind of the point of the thing. But I think maybe you're thinking more of a writing standpoint. Why Hook? And it's probably just based on the fact that they want to have some drama between the couple, I guess. I totally agree with you and love your reaction to this episode. This storyline has always been confusing for me too. So if someone else can explain why Merlin had darkness inside of him, please do, because I don't get it. I'm not sure if it was because King Arthur and Zelena tethered Merlin to Excalibur. Also, yeah, exactly. So, like, that's the thing. Like, he was tethered to Excalibur, but, like, he didn't do anything dark. So why did he have darkness come out of him? Also, or was that just his power? Like, but it looked like the darkness. So, yeah, in that case, does that mean that Merlin doesn't have any powers anymore? I don't understand. Also, yes, I think King Arthur is literally pathetic too. He literally had to run to Zelena to use her magic to help him. Which, by the way, he was doing something with, like, acid, and he didn't even use that. I don't really understand that. He even stole the sands of Avalon from Guinevere and used it on her and the entire kingdom. Yeah, that's kind of pathetic. I don't know what to say. It was kind of pathetic. Anyways, let's start the episode.
Welcome home, Your Majesty. Oh, does that hurt? I can make it go away.
I don't need any more of your dark magic.
Really?
Well, then why'd you ask
if
it
you
for
had
help?
to face Merlin and Emma on your own?
You think I want to be working with a villain like you? Like it or not, we still need each other.
You're a villain. You realise?
Me to help you
How far can your magic transport us?
far enough. Why? Where do you want to go?
There's something that can help us in another land. A land called Dunbrock.
Am I supposed to know that place? Oh, is that where the...
Did
Okay.
it, Dad?
He's always with you, Merida. Even if it doesn't seem like it.
Oh gosh, the white streak. Can I just appreciate that she's ginger? I feel like there's a lot of ginger hate out there. I make jokes about gingers. Okay, we know this. But like, I feel like... I don't know, I can't help but feel like that there's some ginger side out there. Okay, so you're daddy.
Show yourself, witch!
There's no witch here. Just a simple woodcarver.
You gave me daughter magic. Turned me wife and boys into bears. You're a witch!
Okay, so the things that happened in the movie actually happened.
Invaders are attacking from the south.
I think he died in the
If I'm
movie.
to lead
though.
the clans to victory over him, I'm gonna need some magic.
Like, I had some thoughts just going through my mind, okay? Look, I want to explain my comment before. I feel like a lot of the time, gingers or ginger characters specifically are being replaced by people of color, and where I believe the diversity is incredibly important. You know, it's important to be able to see yourself in a character. I believe that. I just feel bad for gingers, like, what about their representation? And I was just praising the fact that the show, you know, is keeping Merida and, Merida's dad a ginger. And then it just led me to believe, like, I was, like, just thinking about it a little bit more, and I'm like, wow, I really haven't had, like, any black, like, well, I guess Merlin, they've got Merlin as black. But I just mean, like, where's Tiana? Where's that representation, guys? I'm not sure about Moana, because, maybe that came out after the show. I don't even know, because, you know, we did Frozen. I think Moana came out maybe a year or two later. We did maybe Moana will show up next season. I don't know. But, like, we have Tiana. Why are we not doing that? I was just thinking about, you know, more representation on the show, I guess. Just wanted to talk about it a little bit better. Hope I haven't upset anybody.
What's it do?
Wear
The
this
helmet.
helm into battle, and you'll get exactly what you want.
Aye.
That's not really an answer.
On behalf of clans Macintosh, Dingwall, and MacGuffin, we freely give this crown.
MacGuffin.
Unfortunately, King Fergus died before he could pay me what he owed. With interest, 10,000 gold skates. You could simply return the helm.
I can't return what I don't have.
Then you best find it. One drop of this, and all your subjects will live out the rest of their lives as bears.
All magic comes at a price.
I packed that helm in Dad's trunk myself when we left to fight the southern invaders.
You mean he was wearing it
When he was killed.
Okay, well, then you should have it. If you have his body.
After the knight killed Dad, he took the helm from him right there in the battlefield. Whoever the killer is, he has the helm.
Okay.
You killed your father for that thing. You won't give it up without a fight.
I
That's
gotta
what I'm
be
counting
honest
on,
with
because
you.
this time, my arrow won't miss.
I wasn't really a fan of the Brave movie. And I'm not really a fan of it now.
Your mother made me promise I'd keep you safe. So I hired a soldier to tutor you in the art of war.
Oh, you think I need a man to babysit me?
What is the bet? That is Mulan. What is the bet? Yeah. I love Mulan. Oh, that wolf is so fluffy.
Unfortunately, I don't have what you're looking for.
Where is it?
If I knew where it was, I wouldn't have sent someone to fetch it for me.
Who did you send to find it?
If you're not gonna buy anything, I think it's time you leave.
Oh, no one outwitches me. This is the arrow I fired on that day, the one that just missed my father's killer.
But you didn't miss his cloak.
We can use this to find him. Why have you closed off your heart like this?
There's one lesson I didn't teach you the last time we were here. A true warrior doesn't let anything hurt them.
Is this like after Aurora?
Someone's coming.
It's a clever little trick. But not clever enough. Oh, come now. You wouldn't attack a mother-to-be now, would you? Arthur, what are you doing here?
You don't even know what the helm does, do you? It has the power to make other men fight your battles, however dangerous they may be.
I mean, don't you have the Sands of
My
Avalon?
dad would never use
still?
magic to force people to fight for him.
Oh,
Apparently Daddy Dearest wasn't the
Dude, you convinced a guy to kill himself.
Back off.
Sure, they'll follow you.
Now I understand what the witch meant when she said my dad couldn't lead. If he can't do it without magic, how can I?
You're not him?
No. How have you inspired all these men to follow you into battle? Especially when so many of them know they're gonna die. Dad.
Showing them you're the first one willing to die. Because if their king is willing to lay down his life, they know just how important winning a battle is.
You're not a wolf.
I guess, what? How do you know that question in specific would... Oh!
Sorry about that.
Oh my god, it's been so long! Where have you been? I guess you've been a wolf. Kind of convenient that there was a potion right there that would reverse it. What the hell?
How did you end up back here?
Excuse me, if I could have everyone's attention just for a moment.
It is our great joy to introduce you to our son.
What is it? What's what?
Whoa, whoa, this is definitely new footage.
Well, we just defeated the Wicked Witch and survived a time travel adventure we didn't know we were a part of. And we haven't had much luck, but we did manage to grow this.
And you're gonna use the one and only bean.
You want to go back to the Enchanted Forest? Please don't try to stop me. I know you think I'm crazy. I think you need to do what makes you happy. It doesn't mean I'm not gonna miss you.
I missed her.
Not as much as I'll miss you.
You know what's really, really weird? I just put this together. Earlier on when they were like, you know, a tracking spell will track this thing, and I'm no word of a lie, it's so fucking weird. For a brief moment there, I thought to myself, it would be nice if, like, they had, like, Ruby still around to sniff and find it. No joke, I thought that for a second. For a little second. I didn't say anything. Man, I feel really weird when this stuff happens.
I'm gonna sniff him out.
I feel so weird that I thought
Have
that,
you already
and
forgotten
then I was
everything I
like,
taught you?
whatever happened to
Why do we
Ruby?
have to start
And then-
before the roosters even crowed?
Only cowards attack without declaring where they're from or who they
He's
fight
the
for.
only one wearing a helmet. I mean, they wear helmets, but
We're
these
not
guys aren't.
ashamed of who we are.
Look, it's Battle of the Bastards! Alright, so they've covered this guy's face, so... This is someone we know. Why is he just standing there? He's not on guard. At all. Oh wow, that's the most amount of blood that I've seen on this show. See, now this guy's just like standing there, not on guard. People could strike him down.
Are you certain the helm's here?
Well, this is where Daddy done
Then
the
why don't you have it?
You're the one.
I led my knights on a quest to find the missing piece of Excalibur. We heard rumor of magic in these lands, so landed here in the hopes I could finally complete my sword.
So it's true. Dad must have thrown the helm he got from the witch into the sea before the battle began.
And you know what this means,
Oh,
right?
okay.
He didn't use magic to lead the troops into battle. They followed him because they believed in him.
I've already killed Dunbrook's king. Now it looks like I'll have to kill its queen.
Oh, but you're so pathetic.
I blame myself for my dad's death when I really should have blamed you. I'm not just gonna keep you from getting hurt.
Why are you holding a
make
sword
you
like
pay for
that?
what you did
That
to
is not
him.
how you hold a sword.
sleeping powder. Clever. She used it on me. How do you like it now, witch? Hurry.
Reach for it, and I will cut you down just like your father.
Make another move, and you look like a porcupine.
Even your magic can't stop all these arrows.
Seems we need to find some other means of retrieving Excalibur.
What? She's awake. What? Surely you could do that to the helm.
After all this, you still want me to be your queen?
You were willing to give up your crown for the good of the kingdom. Give up your life to get that helm. Only ever saw one person make a sacrifice like that, and it was your father.
I'll find a way to stop your curse, but I am not going to be bullied into giving this back.
I was hoping you'd say that.
What now?
King Fergus came to me asking for magic to ensure the future of his kingdom. And that's exactly what I gave him.
Getting the helm back made me understand what it takes to rule.
Your magic's never very direct, is it? It gets the job done. One cup of this can summon the spirit of anyone who's passed to the underworld.
You mean I can talk to my dad?
Oh, that's sweet. Didn't you say you gotta drink it?
Don't waste that. It's good ale.
I'm sorry.
For what?
I lost faith in you. I thought you used the enchanted helm to lead your troops into battle.
It's all right. I lost faith in myself when I went to the witch for that helm.
Why didn't you use it? What made you change your mind?
You did.
I just want to make you proud, Dad.
You already have.
That was sad.
Arthur! You have no idea what's coming for you.
Alrighty, well that was Once Upon a Time. Wow. Whoa. That was Once Upon a Time, Season 5, Episode 9. We didn't have any of our usual Storybrooke characters. It almost kind of felt like a backdoor pilot in a way, which is what I'm going to search, see. I want to see. The Bear King, this is what the episode is called. This is the second episode of the series not to feature him and Regina. Interesting. Doesn't say anything about it being a backdoor pilot or anything like that. Alright, so we got a bit more of the Merida storyline. Some might say that Brave is an underrated film, but I thought it was kind of lame, to be honest. I wasn't too keen on the I don't know, Viking nature of the movie. And even though, we got more fleshed out characters here, still not much of it, still not keen, to be honest. I gotta be honest, I found myself kind of a little bit bored at times during this episode. I found myself looking at when the episode would end a lot, which is not typically good. Things that I liked: seeing Ruby again, seeing Mulan again. Great. I love it. Like, Ruby just disappeared. And then we tried to explain why she disappeared in a retroactive scene. I always liked Mulan, just in general. Like, I liked the movie. Wasn't really a fan of the live action film. But still, I liked Jamie Chung as Mulan, and I wish we got to see more of her. And here we are, we got more. I want more though. We left off last episode with, like, kind of a cliffhanger, and, like, we go into this episode, like, I was just disappointed, I guess. It's always really annoying to me when, like, we end on a cliffhanger on a show, and it happens on so many shows. And then we'll have, like, a filler episode, and then we'll get back to the story. Drives me absolutely fucking mental. You know? What did you guys think? Am I being too hard on the episode? I mean, it's possible, but I don't know, I'm just not really a big fan of Brave. I think that there are much better stories out there. Dude, one of my favorite, like, Disney films is Tangled. And so, you know, when we got Rapunzel on the show, I was really, really disappointed. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.